Which is really the last of the kingdom of the heathens. After this kingdom is destroyed, it will usher in Yahushai's kingdom, which you people know or call him Jesus Christ, which that's not his name. His name is Yahushai. So when he comes back, he's going to set up his kingdom on the planet Earth. And that's part of why we're here on this planet Earth. We being the prophets, which the word prophet simply means to say before.
Yeah, which like I said, I'm sorry, like I said, divine prospect is not in the position to he's really give you the whole story, because based upon what he's doing now, he has proven that he's not a prophet. Right. Now he knows, he did study, did research. I give it to him.
Right.
He'd be good at putting together a Bible dictionary or something like that, or putting out certain documents. You know, he knows his shit, but he doesn't understand the prophetic side of the scriptures, man.
He doesn't know the full truth.
He doesn't know the full truth. He doesn't understand the whole Bible, man.
That's right.
That's why he's trying to set up something to get. Now they're talking about receiving reparations or compensation for the based upon the fact that we as a people were put over here, brought over here against our wills to serve slavery. The reason why we're brought over here to serve slavery is because it's in the scriptures, man. It was a fulfillment of prophecy, and we're going to get into that, man.
That's right.
So this guy's trying to receive a reparation. He's trying to get the UN to recognize the fact that we were people that were enslaved. We know that, man. You can go to any goddamn library and get a book on slavery. Go to Google and put in slavery.
That's right.
The transatlantic slavery, slave trade, and you get all the information that you want, man. Now, if he was a man of the Lord, a prophet of the Lord, he would say that, look, this place is going down.
That's right.
Why is this place going down? Number one, the reason why I'm standing here at this goddamn monument, we were brought in slavery against our wills. So now this man got to pay for what he did.
Right. You're gonna pay.
You haven't hit them scriptures.
Right.
Actually, I go right quick to go to Revelation 13:9 and 10, and also go to Exodus 21 and 16. You got to bring the whole story out, but you know it's not your job to bring the whole story out, man.
Right.
It's our job.
That's right.
Revelation chapter 13 verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Now, that whole monument on the property of the UN, so that people can contemplate the transatlantic slave situation.
Yeah, think about it.
Think about it, you know.
Yeah.
Discuss about it. Right. We're gonna have discussions on this. Well, you better discuss what the hell you gonna do when your ass is taken from one continent to the other in slave ships.
The repercussions.
And you're put on auction blocks.
Right. The repercussions of it. Better
see, a divine prospect didn't cover that, man.
Right.
Because he doesn't think that this man's going down.
Right.
He doesn't understand the concept that this system is going down, man.
That's right. That's right. That's right, brother. Apostle.
This is Exodus 21. I'm sorry, go back to Revelation 13 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Yeah, what's another word for captivity? Slavery. Okay? And that's what that monument is supposed to convey. Slavery. But we're going to get more than a monument pursuant to the scriptures. We're going to get the ones that put us in slavery. All right? As property. Because we're the holy people. We're the Lord's chosen people. We're a special people, pursuant to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. We're the Israelites. Go ahead.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
And these are not just empty words. These are prophecy, all right, which is going to happen to the ones that put us in slavery, that put us in captivity. Go ahead.
Yeah, the same way they killed us, everything they did to us, they're going to get back. The same way they put our forefathers and sold them on auction blocks. You know, they sold the so-called Negro families on auction blocks, which are the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. You know, they separated the families in the Caribbean islands. South America and Central America and North America. They did the same thing. But the only thing is that the Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the so-called Negroes, they were the main ones that were written in history and actually recorded the number of them that went into slavery, because they're the head tribe, and that was the main tribe that the Most High wanted to focus on, because they're the head tribe. You know, so it says, here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
There's the patience. That's what we're patiently waiting for, and that's our faith. That the ones that put us in slavery, we will have them in slavery. And it takes faith to believe that. And we're finding out a lot of our people don't have that faith. I'll give you a number. 2/3 of our people, they don't have that faith. They don't believe that the ones that put them in slavery are going to be enslaved. And some of them don't even want to accept that. So that's why the Lord said he's going to cut off 2/3 of his people. All right?
But they'll be back.
But they'll be back in the kingdom. And they'll be back as righteous individuals.
In the form of our sons and daughters.
That's right. You have the second scripture, Exodus.
Exodus 21:16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand.
Wait a minute, let's examine that. He that stealeth a man, what's a good example of that? The cargo slave ships, where the so-called Africans and the so-called Arabs actually went into our villages that were located in Africa. After fleeing Roman persecution, they set up shop in the north part of Africa and the west part of Africa. You had the Africans, the real Africans, and the Arabs that went into those villages, stole those individuals, which were Hebrew Israelites, truth be told, and sold them to the so-called white man.
That's right.
That's why we tell you, collectively, the so-called Arabs, the so-called Africans, and the so-called white man, who's known as Esau, Edom, are going to pay collectively. They're going into slavery. Okay?
Yeah, and another thing too, when Divine Prospect was reading off some of those names, a couple of those names you could hear the Hebrew names in it. I believe one of them was like Fort Judah or something like that. He mentioned something similar to that. And then there was another one Apostle Tar brought out in the lesson we did last week. Or was it last week, or was it? It was
the other day.
Thursday night. And it was Oida, something like that. Oida, O-U-I-D-A, Oida. You know, which
Oida, Quadia, and even Judah. Juida.
Yep. You know, so
and that was over there in Dahomey.
Yep.
In the western coast of Africa.
Well, we brought out the fact that the coat of arms of Benin, which was part of the Dahomean Empire, on the coat of arms was located olive branches, or olive leaves, which the symbol, or the olives go back, the olive tree rather, goes back to the nation of Israel. Because the prophet written in the book of Jeremiah is, the Lord compared the nation of Israel to a green, fair olive tree. So our question is this: why is Benin, or the coat of arms of Benin, why do they have the olive tree or the olive branch?
Which means sun.
Right. Why do they have that on their coat of arms? Because indeed they were not Benin, or they were not Dahomean, they were Israelites that were underneath those names. They became a byword, like the Apostle Elder Tar read earlier. You shall become a byword and a proverb.
That's right.
Okay?
That fled from the Romans.
And boy, was that
the pagan Romans, going back about 2,000 years ago.
And the brother Yashuamba, the brother from Texas, he put up a video. He called it a crash course of the Ark of Titus. All you brothers should go watch that video. That was a hell of a slaughter.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Okay, that Titus took part in, that his brother Domitian took part in, and that their father Vespasian pretty much started it off, and Domitian finished it, because Titus
was the main guy.
Yeah, Titus was the main guy.
Domitian, his brother, that became Caesar, emperor, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
he was the one that gave him honors, but the guy that should have got all the honors was the Jake. I forget the Jake's name. Tiberius Alexander, which was a Roman Jew beating a black Jew who was a general in under Titus rule. Okay.
Yeah, they don't bring that out though. You know, they conveniently leave that out.
Exactly.
See, once you understand that, what's the gentleman's name? Jake.
Tiberius Alexander.
Tiberius Alexander. Once you understand that, and that was Paul had died a couple of years before that, Well, that was a couple of years before that. That's when Cornelius came in. Oh, Cornelius is an Edomite. Why? Because he's a Roman of the Italian band. Praetorian guard, centurion. Well, wait a minute. This guy that led the onslaught of his own people, he was an Israelite, man.
He was a general in the Roman army.
So I don't know what those clowns from the HODC is talking about.
Yeah, and a lot of those, reason why a lot of those soldiers never got recognition for being Jews is because a lot of them had Latin and Greek names, you know. And then the Apostle always bring this out when you read the book of Romans, the 15th chapter. That's a whole list of salutations.
Romans 16.
Romans 16. That was a whole list of salutations that Paul gave to Israelites that had Greek names and Latin names.
Well, concerning that guy Tiberius Alexander, who helped Titus Caesar, it says in the prophecy, the book of Jeremiah, it says, "For among my people are found wicked men. They catch men." So there's the fulfillment of that prophecy. You're going to find out that the most wickedest of people really come out of the nation of Israel. Again, it is written that the wicked of our nation have taught the wicked. Okay, so that's what that is. That's an example of our own people being wicked. Okay, and that's another reason why 2/3 of our own people have to be slaughtered, and they're coming back in the kingdom, and they're going to be righteous. All right.
This is back in Exodus 21 and 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand.
Now we're still found in this man's hand. A good example of that is the birth certificate. The birth certificate is definitely a certificate that certifies that we are slaves and we're owned by our masters, which in this case are the Rothschild family. Top banking family on the planet Earth is the Rothschild family. As a matter of fact, I think it was Jordan Maxwell who brought out that the birth certificate is printed on banknote paper. So we're nothing but securities for the banks. Okay? That's all we are. Just another security for the bank.
We're a banknote.
We're a banknote. Okay? And who's our owners? The Rothschild family. The top banking families.
The Queen. Yep.
The Queen. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, he shall surely be put to death.
He shall surely be put to death. And that's one of the reasons why Yahushua is coming back, Jeremiah 30 and 16. Why Yahushua is coming back. To put this man to death and to liberate us from this man. And by the way, the first crop of slaves are going to be the top banking families that now have us in slavery. We're talking about the Rothschild family, the DuPont family,
get the scripture
Getty
on that.
family,
Yep.
Psalms, the book of Psalms, 149 chapter.
Because DuPonts wasn't all that great. They had some riches.
Yeah,
they had some
family.
power at one time. What proved that they wasn't so great was John, what's his name?
John DuPont?
What was his name? John D. DuPont, I believe it is. There was a movie that they put out called The Foxcatcher.
Right.
And I remember when that actually happened, man. With with the dealing centered around these two wrestlers. They were brothers, Dave Schultz and Mark Schultz. I remember when that actually happened, man. Then when the movie came out, I saw the movie. Then I saw a documentary on Netflix called The Prince of Pennsylvania, and that was a documentary on that same movie. So what eventually happened to this guy after he killed one of the Schultz brothers? They locked his ass up, and he died in prison. So that showed you he didn't have that much power. The Rothschilds can do it. The Rothschilds can kill a baby, put it on YouTube, and said that they did it, and not do it a minute in jail.
But nevertheless, there was still one of those prominent families.
One of them.
Yeah, but the Rothschild family. Now you're cooking with gas, all right?
Yep.
Now you're talking about a family that pretty much owns the world. I mean, it's estimated.
They own the world.
Yeah.
They own the world.
Right. It's estimated that
They own this goddamn built this fucking monolith right here.
Oh, they sure did. Matter of fact, I believe that it was donated by the Rockefeller family, which the Rockefeller family, we found out doing research, is really an American counterpart of the Rothschild family. All they did was when they came over on the other side of the pond, all they did was change their name, which the elite banking families have a tendency to do. They have a tendency to change their names. Okay, and there's evidence to support that. So go ahead, brother.
Psalms 149 and 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds.
And we're the saints. When I say we, I mean the Israelites, in particular, beginning with the elect of the nation of Israel, because this thing of ours is all centered in this time really around the elect. All right, the chosen elect, the chosen few. We're the saints. The word saint, if you know your words, it means holy, sanctified. What makes us holy and sanctified? This word, this knowledge. Which, what was the guy who quoted? He said that the Bible education is one of the greatest educations you want to have. I forgot. I think it was Theodore Roosevelt. See, every now and then these elites they come out and they make quotations. They
well,
make
he must know he's going into slavery.
Yeah. Well, we have found out that the elites, the top elites, they know they're going into slavery. You think the Rothschilds don't know they're going into slavery? You think they don't know America's going to be destroyed? They know. That's why they have the bomb shelters and they have the outer space retreats, you know, to try to survive the coming nuclear destruction. That's why they allow their lesser luminaries, which are movie directors, to make movies like ID4 and show movies of the destruction of America, because they know it's going to happen. All right, go ahead.
It says, let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand.
Right, the high praises of the Heavenly Father is this knowledge of this Bible, and begins with praising His name.
That's right.
And His Son's name. How can you have the high praises of the Heavenly Father if you don't praise His name or His Son's name? It doesn't make sense. Which means you would have to know the name, and you would have to know the name of His Son. Written in the book of Proverbs, it says, what is His name and what is His Son's name, if thou canst tell. Now we'll tell you who can tell. The prophets, they can tell. Because
if you don't know the name of the Lord, then you ain't a prophet.
Then you're lost. Because we have an unction. Again, it is written, we have an unction from the Holy One, and we know all things. All things mean translate to His name and His Son's name. So don't let these other bootleg Israelite groups fool you. Oh, we don't know the name of the Lord. We don't know His Son's name. No, you're going to find out. They sold out. Okay?
And I got the scripture to back up what you just said.
Come on.
As a matter of fact, I'm sorry, y'all. Give me Deuteronomy 29 and 29. And the name is 3 and 7.
Yeah.